Good evening. Ira Epstein of Linn and Associates with your SPDR ETF wrap-up, and this is for Thursday, and we are now at the 8th of October 2020, about 6:40 p.m. I'm getting ready for the Bears Tampa Bay game. We all get excited about that, but we'll see what happens. You know, I'm obviously a Brady fan. Who couldn't be a Brady fan? But we'll see what goes on through there. Interesting day. If you watch my other videos, you know that I'm all confused with the fact as to how the president and Speaker Pelosi just keep going at each other. It doesn't stop. You would think there'd be a break in it. It doesn't end. Reminds me of being in high school where there were warring factions. We all grew up with things like that. This is ridiculous. I don't know if there'll be another debate. The president's not going to do a virtual one. If it's not going to be in front of that he can't control it. He doesn't want anybody to have that button to shut him off. So I would say virtual is off the table. I've heard talk that they might do two, maybe on the 15th and the 25th or a little later than that. You'll get to the point where it doesn't make any sense to do them, possibly. We'll see what happens there. The board behind me, take a look at this board. It's all green with the exception of one market, FXE. The euro down a little bit. It is higher tonight, so probably actually going to join the parade. And what the market's looking at is pretty simple. It thinks, in spite of President Trump and Ms. Pelosi, that it's never ending. I'm going to hold my hat out there, and I think we're going to get airlines done for help, and I think the $1,200 check might come, but I don't know. At first, Ms. Pelosi, in all fairness, said she's open to the airline, and then just like the president, 6 hours later, whatever. No, if we're going to do the airline, it's got to be a bigger bill. Now, is it going to be that? We don't know. This thing doesn't end. And you do know that she's putting together, I saw her on Bloomberg today, she's putting together a committee to study the 25th Amendment, and maybe they should take action against the president. If you listen to her, she thinks he's out of his mind because of the COVID now. But she thought it was out of mind before, so we just go on. It's too much for a guy like me. I don't like politics. I think you understand that. I don't want to preach them because doing that's never, it's religion and politics, stay away from. All right. What we did is we had filled the gap, came down, and we're grudgingly climbing higher in the market. You see that in the XLK. The pattern is still bullish. We still have higher lows, higher highs. Let the chart action tell you what's going on. What would neutralize the chart is getting back under 116.76. The market has stayed over the 18-day average. It had a cluster of time over it, so the bias is up, the trend is up. What about resistance? Go back here to the upper Bollinger Band, 119.56. You've hit it, you fell back, until that pattern changes, and it rarely does. You can run this pattern from time to time. What makes it run often is if you get an embedded reading. This was called embedded. And it's when the K and the D lines, the red and the blue to make it simple, go sideways over 80 for several days or more. And when the market latches onto that Bollinger Band until it's lost. And it'll, sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's very gradual when it's lost. But until it's lost, you're just looking for the market to continue. Well, you don't have that pattern here. What we have here is an overbought market reaching for the upper Bollinger Band. When we come to SMH, well, this is different. Now, both numbers are over 80 tonight, and both were over 80 yesterday, not the day before. So if you can keep both over 80 tomorrow, it embeds. And if it embeds, you're already in that pattern. Pattern recognition is very important. Now you're putting all the pieces to the puzzle together. There is nothing bearish on this chart is what I'm saying. I understand it's very overbought. To correct, it does one of two things. It either breaks right now, or if it embeds until the red line closes back under 80, I continue to look for that upward momentum. In XLI, you have a pattern here of overbought. You have a pattern also of a lower low, higher high. Very difficult. Why waste time? In the energy sector, the Saudis said today that they are going to reconsider putting their 2 million barrels a day back on the market in January. That was the talk, that was the scuttlebutt. They're now saying no. The reason, though, is Brent is trading in the 40s, the low 40s. Their budget calls for $50 oil. If they put out 2 million barrels a day more and you keep the COVID without a vaccine, I'm giving you the what ifs, well, that's a problem for the market. Get a vaccine, and what happens is air travel, other things pick up, people start driving, life changes again. Well, what's wrong with that in March, April, May? There's other time down the road. So that's what I think is going on. And I think the market is tonight got the first stages of an uptrend. Now, what did it do to give you the warning? And I told this to you. You had an embedded reading that lost it right here. Now, this isn't like the one I just showed you. That's the come out signal. It certainly didn't get very much away from the bottom of the market. You're looking for prices, if it stays like this, to get back to the 18-day average. Market comes down, and you tell me today what it does. And I'm consistent in saying that these are the things I look for. Not every pattern works. You know that. I don't walk on water. I just follow the patterns. Do it better than most, but I follow the patterns. Overbought, higher lows, higher highs. To me, too much sideways action and overbought condition in QQQ. The emerging markets has got a play going. You can see the higher lows, higher highs, but also overbought. And to get back to the support of the 18-day average, you will lose the uptrend. Does that mean I'm not bullish? Until you lose that trend, it's still bullish. GLD is one ugly chart. It doesn't know where to go. You got a higher high, lower low, resistance at the 18-day average. You have the momentum up and you have the bias down. Why get involved? Where I think things are happening is GDX. I saw this come out. Remember we hit the 100-day and I was telling you, oh, it's got to be a week ago. I think the pros are stepping in, and the long-term just moving average traders. These guys buy and they like candles. Please make the market go up. Please make it go up. I think that's what's going on in that type of trade. Does that mean it's for me? No. But I again see the divergence. You're turning up momentum, the bias down, no trend. But I understand what that 100-day average is. Yesterday I told you, in fact, the past 2 days, I said, I think you're getting the professional money coming out of this market that was short. That was the play. You hit the 200-day average, the Bollinger Band, and again, I think that 200-day average attracts a certain type of trader. You tell me the last time you were under it. Now, to stay under it and develop even more of a decline, you're challenging the Fed, because that really means you're thinking interest rates are going higher, and the Fed has said they're committed. Now, some people think the band is between 50 and 80 basis points for the 10-year note. We'll see. You're trading in the 77 plus area. And the FXE, again, we have a market that's fighting at the 18-day average in an uptrend, higher lows, higher highs. The bias is up as you closed over that number. Momentum is up. I think the bulls are there. You'd have to take out 110.15 to negate that pattern. You know, there's ways that you watch these markets, and I want to tell you, this is my phone actually. It's right here. I captured everything on my phone for this. And this is, I'm showing you what the financial part, you can make this look like an ag phone financial. Big charts, big numbers. Why? I'm older. And yeah, I had that eye surgery. I'm seeing like a hawk. It's unbelievable. I don't wear glasses anymore for anything. And it wasn't LASIK. It was great. Voice control. You could be driving in your car, play my quotes. Right the way you set them up, it's going to play. You might want to listen to news. My videos, they play in this for you. You get a push notification when I publish them. My subscriber videos, my written updates, they're all in here as well, along with all the USDA reports, the weather, all these different categories. This is for futures, I admit it, but it's cool. So if you'd like to try it and see what it does for you, go to www.iraepstein.com. You'll see the free offers right there. Click it and away you go, and you can set it up yourself and take it from there. We claim, from my developers, they're saying that they're going to put on stock quotes now, so I'm waiting to see when they do it, but I believe they will very shortly for you. I'm Ira. You have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.